Evening all. This is my final thoughts on Operation 100% Huel. As you can see, after my week's experiment, I'm on week 2 and I'm still drinking it. Really good. I did have a normal breakfast this morning, then I had Huel for lunch and Huel for dinner. I've got some more on order. It's going to be here tomorrow, then Huel with my new t-shirt and stuff, and shaker. If you're interested, then on my Digital Chef Facebook page, which is the DigChef, D-I-G-C-H-E-F, you'll see, or digitalchef.tv, which is my website, I've done a write-up of my experience on 100% Huel for the week. Overall, from a metrics point of view, I started off at 14.87 pounds and 22.something% body fat, and ended up with 14 stone 2 this morning and about 20.3% body fat, I think. So it was about, I think overall statistics were something like a 6.7 pounds loss, I think, in weight for the week. If you've seen some of the other videos, I did no problem with the run, managed a 16k run. No problem with hunger pangs all week. And yeah, I've done a write-up today about it, just to give a bit of background to why it's an interesting concept. There are lots of companies out there that are creating food sort of alternative products at the moment. Huel in the UK, a startup. There's Ambronite in Finland. There's Moo-Free, that's creating animal-free milk. There's a huge amount of money being poured into this sector at the moment. Soliant is obviously the poster child from the US, been around for about 3 or 4 years now. It's onto their V2 product. Just to give you an idea of how much money they've raised about $23 million of investment funding through 4 rounds. Their last round of funding was in, I think, 2013, 2014. Which might have been 2015 actually. It was, but it was Andreessen Horowitz. So Mark Andreessen, the guy who coined the terms, software's eating the world. Now, if you know anything about Mark Andreessen, he doesn't really. Sorry, Bagsy, stop moving, you make me sick. Andreessen doesn't sort of put bets into stuff that doesn't tend to pan off. Really, he's got money invested in Magic Leap. He invested in Facebook. He's put $20 million into a product that's making food supplements. It's he must be thinking he's onto something. Some interesting stats I saw as well, which are in the post I put on digitalchef.tv, just in the UK. So in the UK, food wastage accounts for something like 7 million tonnes of food gets thrown away from households every year in the UK. And in the US, according to the UN reports, it's even worse. It's something like 20 to 30 pounds of food per person is wasted per month, which is something like 30 to 40% of all the food that gets bought. The bit I can't quite get my head around is the massive amounts of food wastage going on, and then you've got the dual thing of huge burgeoning obesity in the US and the UK and the Western world in general, putting massive amounts of pressure on the NHS and the healthcare systems, but also the explosion and rise in food banks and the poor and the vulnerable who need to have food because they can't afford it. And there's got to be something to this kind of concept, really. And I've just noticed myself in the week that if I, this week, for instance, now I'm going to do Huel morning and lunchtime because it's easy when I'm in work, easy to get food. And I'm going to make myself, and I'm going to carry on making Helen, dinner in the evenings. What that allows me to do is basically go from, if you think about 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, that's 21 meals I'd have to buy if I went to the supermarket and walk around. And we live in this world of, buy one, get one frees and packages, and it's very difficult to plan out, because we're not that detail oriented, to go and plan out 21 individual meals and go and buy the exact amount of produce you need to do to survive another week. So there's no wonder there's wastage and there's food that's thrown away. If I can cut that down, so I've actually only got a plan for 7 meals, 7 evening meals in a week, then that's more easy. It's more quantifiable. I could work out a plan to pretty much get the ingredients for 7 evening meals in a week. And then if I supplemented that with 2 of these, I know exactly the amount of, the kind of micronutrient content that's going into the Huel. So I know it's fairly good for me. I haven't obviously had it lab tested or anything, but, from a peer review point of view, it'd be, I think the stuff that the ingredients on their packaging, it makes me, I feel fine eating it. But it's an interesting concept that could you see in the future with this amount of wastage that people start to be more conscious or interested in alternative food products that cut down on that wastage, or whether we're just, you know, we're in this consumer capitalist world and we're just going to carry on buying stuff and chucking it away. I don't know. I think this kind of stuff appeals to tribes of people that are out there in the community as well. So tribes of people who do yoga, tribes of people who do CrossFit, the kind of people who, you know, they adopt these kind of foodstuffs and technologies that wrap around another focus in their life. And it's an interesting concept, and I've really enjoyed the week on Huel. I couldn't do it. I could probably do it for a long time, but that's because I got willpower. But I don't think you could do it at the moment 100%, because there is a monotony to just drinking supplements all the time and not eating food. You do crave texture, but I could easily see how it would phase into a multiple per day food replacement as a meal. Especially if you get the unflavoured version and you can spice that flavouring up very simply, so not adding a lot of ingredients, but spicing up a little bit of ingredients into the Huel to kind of have a savoury one and maybe a sweet one. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to try some of the others, I think. I might try some of the Ambronite next, or I might even get some Soliant. Soliant's only available in the US and Canada, I think, but I probably think I can buy some and get it shipped across to the UK and see what 20 million quid's worth of investment looks like in a highly productive superfood. So anyway, hope it's been interesting. It's certainly been fun doing it as a week's experiment. I'm going to carry on as well, and I know a few of you out there, friends of mine who've watched the videos, have actually gone and bought Huel this week. So Steve Roberts, my brother-in-law, I know he's in the middle of Huel at the moment. I think he's on day 3 at the moment, so I want updates on how you're getting on. And Stu Richards, my other friend in Nuneaton, I think, Stu, your Huel's arriving tomorrow. Steve is doing 100% Huel, and I think Stu is going to try and do a phased approach to eating the meal. So I wouldn't mind some feedback from everybody as to how you got on, really. And I apologise for sniffing on the video, Bobby, but I've still got a stinking head cold. So Huel doesn't get rid of head colds. It does lots of other things, but it doesn't get rid of head colds. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Follow me on The Digital Chef if you look for it on The Did Chef on Facebook. And follow the page, please. I'd like to get some more likes. And if you want to read the blog, it's at digitalchef.tv. Cheers. Bye.